a few things to go over. I was watching MSNBC yesterday, and they had carried Iranian TV on MSNBC, talking to one of their military leaders, and it was straight up Iranian propaganda here in America. So this is where the left is right now. They're all traitors. MSNBC, CNN, ABC, even Fox has their traitors against America, and it's all based on the fact that the president is doing such a great job with the country, that everything is going in the right direction, and he's an outsider, and they don't like it. They just like inside people, deep state people, to run this country, because they don't have your interest. They have their own interest and own agenda. And when Trump is for the people, and giving the people too much power is not good for government. So this is where it is. This is the news networks, straight fake news, propaganda. They brainwashed our youth. That's why we have so many people out there, social justice warriors, all these Antifa, all these protesters that come out, all these acronym people, because they all got this brainwashing from going to the movies. The Hollywood is part of it. And when did we stop thinking for ourselves? Well, it's happened systematically, and it's very subliminal, and it's if you just open a book, just read books, stay off social network, don't watch the major news networks, watch your local news, watch other sources. We live in a time that everyone's talking about diversity. Have also diversity of thought. Don't just watch the same thing every day. If you're programmed to watch CNN, you're just going to get one side of the story, and you're only going to get what they want to tell you. And it's always going to be negative. If you watch 5 or 6 different, and not the same, don't go from CNN to MSNBC to ABC to N. You have to look for outside sources. Don't read just the USA Today, Washington Post, LA Times, New York Times. You're going to get the same story. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over again, and you're not going to get any diversity. So if you want diversity, you actually got to go and look for it. You actually got to do the work and think for yourself. A lot of the richest people in the world are self-taught people. You're not going to become famous, rich, or independent thinking like in the group collective, being in this monolith. You can't be in that monolith. You have to be outside of there if you want to be a happy, successful person. And that's just, it's just common sense, which we lack. The academia, Hollywood, media, they're all telling you, yes, things are bad, they're never going to be better. But like I said, I look around, and I'm in compared to people in the past, compared to other countries, we live in luxury. I see these young kids driving cars that just came out last year or this year model, and they're out there protesting with Antifa. Hello, wait a minute. You're taking advantage of capitalism, but you're hating capitalism, and you're benefiting from it. It's just such a contradiction, but it's not because they ever took time to actually reflect, because they're just in that monolith that tells them you're oppressed. It's a bad time. This president is bad. This president is corrupt. He's an outsider. The deep state doesn't like outsiders because he's representing the people. He's the common man. He speaks to you. He speaks in a way, and he uses his language cadence in a way that regular people understand, which they don't want. Government doesn't. They want you to be confused and not understand what they're saying, so that you can comply to their agenda. Now, it's not only that. I mean, it's a lot of things. If you kind of just research for yourself, follow the dots. All of these people during the 8 years of the Obama administration, which is Trump's fault. He kept a lot of those people after transitioning from Obama to his presidency. He kept a lot of those people in office, and they done everything they can to get him out of there. And they're going to do everything they can all up to the 2020 election, which they're going to try to steal also by using illegals to go out and get on the voter registry. They just did it in New York, and they're going to probably vote on it in New York this week, where they're going to let illegals who are not citizens of this country, they're not eligible to vote, but they will vote, and nobody's going to do nothing. But it's just a tantamount of taking your rights away little by little, you know, and you don't see it because you're following along with this leftist agenda that you think is going to benefit you somehow. It's not. It only benefits them on the top. It's not going to roll down to you. You're not going to benefit from it. Believe me. So if you're thinking that, oh yeah, if we get all these leftists in and we get this communism in and we get this socialism in, I'm going to benefit it, you're sadly mistaken. You're not. You're going to suffer under it. Not only all the people are going to suffer it, but you're going to suffer it for believing that fake, it's like that fake news that they push. And, you know, we'll be seeing you on the bread lines. I mean, it just sounds like hyperbole, like, yeah. No, look at other countries. I mean, just look at other countries that had, Venezuela is like the best example, because it was one of those countries that had, the GDP was matched America, and now people eat out of garbage there and stand on lines to get food, could only shop one day a week. And now they're switching to the American dollar there. So their money is like pretty much just paper. You can just use it as wallpaper because they don't even use their money anymore. So, you know, if their system was so great, if it was working so well, then why their money's worthless? Because it doesn't work. America's the last greatest hope of freedom, and it's the best country on the world. And if you don't like it, then you can go somewhere and see how you don't like it there. Because to be here, you have all this luck. I mean, there are people where I live that are 5 in a home, each of them earning more than $2,000 a month, even if it's on public assistance or whatever, however they're getting it. They're driving brand new cars. They have TV in every room. They all have the latest iPhone or iPads or latest gizmos. And they're out there saying, oh, I'm oppressed. We're poor. We don't have... Yeah. Look at all the luxuries you have. So, you know, if you really sit down and think, it could be a lot worse. And it would be a lot worse if we don't go out there and change the direction of where we're headed with these people like Talib and Omar and AOCs. They want to take us to this direction where you really will be oppressed and lose a lot of your rights. You're going to lose a lot of rights. And it's not... It's just common sense. You just got to think about it. Read what they're saying. Research for yourself. Not the positive pieces only. Read the negative pieces and take both of them, weigh them out, and then get your own idea. That's where I'm going to leave it at. I'll be back another day.